Hey guys, this is John from Walkthrough Code. So today we're going to talk about how to create a React app using ironically named Create React App. And then we're going to just really quickly go through the file system, so then when we start actually coding in our next video, then we'll just be able to get started and not have to preface that with anything. So the first thing that you need to do, so we're going to use this thing called Create React App, which was created as a CLI tool, command line interface for those of you who don't know, and it's extremely useful. And just in general, you know, CLIs are becoming more and more popular. So you know, this was kind of an inevitability of reason for this to come out. So let's go ahead and just let's go ahead and install what we need to install. So to install Create React App, we have to use npm and install it globally. So we say sudo npm install -g create -react -app, and if we install that, not everybody has to use sudo. I just happen to have to. I don't have any permissions set to override that, so this shouldn't take very long. Awesome. So now that's installed for me. I upgraded to the most recent npm, so that's why it looks like this. You may have yours may look differently depending on if you have upgraded or not. If you haven't, it's really not that big of a deal. It's a little bit faster than the other one, but you know, your call. Okay, so now that we have this installed, I'm going to cd to my desktop, then my YouTube folder, and then intro to React. Awesome. So in this folder, I'm just going to go straight up and create this app, and the way that we do that is create -react -app, and then the name of the file. So we'll say we'll call this intro app. That's close enough. So I have Yarn installed, so it defaulted to that for me. If you have npm, it'll use npm to install, and it usually doesn't take all that long. It's installing all the dependencies that you need to get this started, and then once it does that, it's going to generate a folder with pretty much everything you need, and then we'll be able to just go ahead and cd into intro app. And let's pull this up in Atom. We could actually just run npm or yarn start, which is the same as npm start, same thing, different name. But let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick. Pretty close. A little misalignment, but that's okay. So we have a couple of folders here. So we have our public folder, which is basically where it's being run out of. We have the index.html. It's got a lot of boilerplate, but then it has our root. This is where everything is going to show up for inside of React. If you haven't used like an MVVM, MV whatever, right? This is, you know, oftentimes how it works. It binds itself to a particular element inside of your HTML and then outputs everything into that particular element. Don't worry about what this is or anything. The source folder is where all of our React stuff is located. So we have our app.css, we have our index.js. We'll talk briefly about this right now. So React is the view layer, it's a view layer library, which means it doesn't have the model. It doesn't really have a controller, but it provides the view, right? And so what happens here is we create some element, which is the app element. So it takes all of this stuff and it puts it in here, and then it finds that element. Oh look, this is the root element. So basically the render takes the element that we want to output to it, which is this is going to be our parent element. This is going to contain all of our stuff, and we're going to nest our entire app within there. And then it's going to find the element with the ID of root, and it's going to send it there. Don't worry about register service worker. That's just a production thing. It's outside of the scope of this lesson. The cool thing is too, We're not going to be writing tests in this, but it does provide you with Jest out of the box. So if you like that Jasmine based stuff, if you know what that is, it makes life marginally easier. We can also go in here, just a couple really cool things, right? Like we're actually importing a photo in here. So they have, the way that they have their Webpack configured, like deep in here, is that it gives us the ability to load images. We can also load CSS, which is really, really cool. And this would apply to here and then everywhere within this. Some people, we'll talk a little bit about this in another video, but you can use inline styling if you want to, but it's some, depending on who you talk to, different people feel different ways about it. Index.css, so this is kind of our master CSS file. Logo is just this logo that's going to show up, and then let's go ahead and just pull this up just to show you guys what this looks like. So we're going to run, just to show you it does work, just run npm start. And then it'll run our React scripts, which is something inside of the package file. So here it has React scripts. And then if we go in here, it's going to load here, it's going to compile everything, and then we're going to have a working React app. Yay! So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, totally let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to answer those. If you want to see these videos keep coming, totally please like and subscribe. And that's about it. So have an awesome day and keep coding.